Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. Today I'm bringing to you another video in my pros and cons series in which I'll be discussing some of the pros and cons of reading series over standalones. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. And if you want to watch any more of my pros and cons videos, the playlist will be linked up in the iCard and down in the description. So if you're interested, do check it out. As usual, let's start with the pros. The first pro that I consider when it comes to reading series is that there's a lot more reading to do rather than when it comes to standalones. This is obviously due to the fact that any series has a larger number of books compared to standalones because the story just doesn't end within a single book. Series for me is anything that is over a book in count. It's generally as such as well. So I consider duologies, trilogies, quartets, everything that's over a single book as a series, and I'd rather prefer to read more of the same story rather than just in a single book. And there are multiple instances during which I've felt during reading a standalone book that once the story ends, I want to know what happens further on to the characters and what goes on in the story, how they end up in certain places at the end of their lives. Those things are not that much available in standalones, if you ask me, and that's one of the main pros when it comes to reading series. The next pro is that when it comes to reading series, the fandom is always larger because of the more number of books. Obviously, most of the series get additional entries in them due to the fact that people start liking them, and there are multiple series which were actually said to be standalones or duologies and then were made into trilogies and larger series because more people liked them and more people were able to relate with them, and certain things of the story resonated with the people who are reading them. And that's one of the main reasons why I like reading series, because the fandom is larger, so we'll get to know a lot more people from different parts of the world. And generally the population in fandoms for series is huger and it is more diverse compared to stories that are actually involving fandoms that are actually involving standalones, and that's one of the main pros if you ask me. And I'd also prefer to talk with multiple people who have read the same book, because each person's point of view of a story is totally different, and there might be people who are like so similar to us, there might be people who are like totally different from us, and that a huge fandom always gives us a huger palette to draw the opinions of people about the same story. The next pro is the one which is my most favorite when it comes to reading series of all the pros that I've listed today, and it is that we get to spend a lot more time in the world which we love, and also a lot more time with the characters that we fell in love with or the characters which we hated, because when you hate a character you like to hate it more, and when you love a character you like to love it more and be with it for a longer amount of time. One of the best examples that I can give from my own experiences from this year is that if you've been following me, you obviously know that I've been reading the Shadowhunter Chronicles this year, and I'm just enjoying it, guys. Okay, I'm just enjoying it throughout. The fandom is awesome. Okay, there are many of you in my channel itself who have read the books before me, who have read all the books, and thank you so much, guys, for that, because you're giving me more and more insights, and you're also flicking up certain switches in me which are making me expect things more, and I'm not at all disappointed. Okay, that's one of the main things which I love, and I also like spending a lot of time reading those books, because the world is huge, and also I like all the characters, especially the main characters. They are like for me, and that's one of the main reasons why I read series, and it's a really great pro for me. The next pro is something that is specific to the authors, if you ask me, and as a result of it being favorable to the authors, the story also becomes even better, and the readers also get to experience a better story from the author. That is that there are multiple authors who write a book, and there are certain times during which some parts of the plot or some characters they are like much more lovely, okay, and there is not enough time or pages in order to represent them well, and it always helps the author in order to explore those characters more and explore those small chunks of the story which were not explained that easily in the first book to be explored in a vaster way in the next few books. And I've always loved that. Harry Potter is one of the easiest examples, if you ask me. The series actually starts out from within a single school, and from that school we just explore an entire world, okay, which is like totally parallel to ours, and it's just great in that sense, if you ask me. And that's one of the main reasons why I think fantasy authors prefer to write series, because they get a lot more time and space to explore the worlds, and as well as the fans also enjoy knowing about a world more than through more books rather than from just a single book. The last pro is something which you asked me is specific to publishers rather than anyone else, and it is that when it comes to a series, the number of books that are sold is always higher compared to those when it comes to standalones. Okay, the easiest example for this one is also Harry Potter, because it has 7 books and there are like over 450 million copies of the books that are sold worldwide right now, and it's one of the main reasons for achieving such a great number is the number of books that the series has. Okay, most of the times what happens is when people start reading series, they might fall in love with the first book, and most people don't buy it in a way that I like the first book, I'm going to buy the second book, read it, and then proceed on to the third book. We readers, what we do due to the lack of self-control is that we read the first book, we like it, and we just buy the rest of the series and have it with us. It results in a great advantage for the publishers because they get to sell more just from that single book. Okay, the effect of the first book actually is seen throughout when it comes to series, and it is one of the main boons when it comes to publishers in the aspects of publishing a series. Moving on to the cons, the first con is something which I'm sure that any series reader will be easily able to relate with, and this is the thing which bumps out most readers when it comes to reading series, is that you'll have to wait for the future books to get released. The time gap in between books is not at all predictable most of the times. Okay, one of the best examples that I can say from my shelf is the Game of Thrones series or A Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. Okay, the series started out getting published in 1996 or 1997. Okay, I was born in 1998, so the first book is obviously older than me. I'm 22, it's almost 23 to 24 years old right now, and the last book in the series was published in 2011. Okay, it's almost 2021 now. 10 years of time gap for a single book to be released in the series. That's like totally unforgivable if you ask me, and this is the thing which just bumps me as a series reader, because I'm okay with waiting for a year or two max, but when it crosses that limit, it is like very, very irritating most of the times. What happens is some authors just overdo it, and the wait for 10 years is just a waste of time, and most of the books end up being very sucky. Okay, and I hope that the last 2 books in the Game of Thrones series don't do that. And also King of Scars, you can see here, right? The first book came out in 2019. Okay, it's a younger book, it's not even huge. Okay, the first book came out in 2019, and the second book is going to come in 2021. That kind of time gap is acceptable because 2020 is a mess, we all know that, and this is like one of the most important things which just bumps me out as a series reader, because the time gap between different books in a series, it's totally unpredictable always. The next con is bridge books. Okay, this usually happens when it comes to trilogies. What happens is the first book picks up really well, it builds the world, it shows the characters, it introduces us to this new world as well as the lovable characters in a proper way, and the final book is also most of the times really good because it's the finale, so things happen. But the book in the middle book always has something boring going on in it. It's called the middle book syndrome when it comes to the reader terms, and that's something which I don't like. And even when it comes to longer series, there are certain books which are just bridge books, that is they just form they are just like pathways for transforming from the previous book to the next book, and there's not much going on in there. But the absence of that book will make certain other things in the series make no sense at all. One of the best examples that I can say for that is City of Fallen Angels from the Mortal Instruments, in which the 4th book doesn't have that much going on, but if we don't have the climax of the 4th book, the 3rd book will not make sense at all, and there are certain things that are not answered by the end of the 3rd book which will not make sense while we move on to the 5th book. So bridge books are okay, but they have to make a lot more sense. The next main con is great sequels but terrible finales. Okay, you know what I'm going to quote as an example now, if you've been following me, and it is obviously The Hunger Games. Okay, I'm not even going to touch that book now. The first book, The Hunger Games, is really gripping. Okay, it will make you want to read more books, not just the Hunger Games books, but books in general. It just has that tendency to make a person want to read more. It is such good a book. The sequel to that, Catching Fire, it is like top notch. If The Hunger Games is like a 5 out of 5, the second book, Catching Fire, is like a 10 out of 5 for me. And the finale, Mockingjay, it didn't even have to happen because it was the worst book ever written, in my personal opinion, because it was just so horrible. Not even a single thing about the book is good according to me, and those are certain things which just bum me out a lot, because while you can write such great sequels, why should you just mess up a finale? Because the story has been going so well. If we don't ask for a, how to say, happy ending, but give us a satisfying ending or something which just makes sense, or which is at least good in some way, not something like Mockingjay. The next con is also something which many people will agree with me, and it is cover changes in between the series itself. Okay, one of the best examples that I can say for this one is something which is very recent. The book got released like 2 or 3 months back, and it is a part of the Shadowhunter Chronicles. It's the second book in the Eldest Curses series, which deals with the story of Magnus and Alec. Okay, the first book's cover is this one, which is the Red Scrolls of Magic. It is really good. Okay, it is digital art, but it looks very good. It's an illustration rather than just an image. But the second book, what they went and did is, the paperbacks, they are available only in this new cover, which is which is for the Lost Book of the White. It just has an image of Magnus. Okay, these are the generic Shadowhunters covers. I understand that, but I don't like this image. As well as they released a new cover for the Red Scrolls of Magic, which is this one. One thing which I have to say is that these two people, they don't look anything like Magnus or Alec. Okay, actually, if you ask me, they look the opposite of each other in these books, and I just hate these covers. But the actual covers are these two, which I'll also drop here, which look good. Okay, the image of Magnus in the Bane Chronicles is awesome, but the image of Magnus in the Lost Book of the White is horrible. Okay, if they are doing covers with people on them, they should make it as a digital art, not just actual people on the cover. I just hate that always, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't have the original covers for the Immortal Instruments, because I just hate all those 6 covers. The Infernal Devices is good, the Dark Artifices is good, but I don't like the Immortal Instruments covers. They are just horrible in every way, and that's one of the main things which just bumps me out a lot. I just went a bit off track right now. Cover changes like the one you see here on the Eldest Curses. The first book was this, and the second book was this, and I just hate such changes. The last con that I like to say is adaptations in between the series being published itself. Okay, once a series is finished, when the adaptations are made, then it is okay. But when the adaptations start in between, when a series is being published, it always affects the books in some way or the other. Okay, Harry Potter is an exception. Okay, but certain other series, I just don't like it when the adaptations are like made in between the series itself. One of the easiest examples that I can say is obviously the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Okay, the entire series is not finished until now. It's not going to be finished until 2022 or 25. So we can wait. Okay, I'd prefer to wait and watch the series as a whole, rather than just watching Shadowhunters. By the way, I love the show, but I didn't like all the changes that they made. There are certain changes which I just loved, but the others I don't like. And also the upcoming Shadow and Bone adaptation in Netflix, Rule of Wolves, is not out yet. It's going to be released only next year in 2021 March, but the show is going to start hopefully in 2021 as well. And Leigh Bardugo has also said that Rule of Wolves is going to be the finale to the Grishaverse. I think we are not going to get any more Grisha novels from Leigh after Rule of Wolves, so they could have just waited for just another year for finishing the entire series of the universe, and then started with Shadow and Bone. I hope they have not changed much from the books, but I'm waiting for this a lot. Okay, that's all for today, and if you did or did not accept with any of the points that I said, do let me know down in the comments below. I'd like to know them. And if you did enjoy watching this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel, because I publish new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.